Hey there, investors. Welcome back to Shark Investments, where I identify quality stocks for you to consider adding to your portfolio. It's going to be another busy week. We got more companies than we can fit in one session, so we're going to split it up again, and this is all about the food processing industry. Hey, look, before we get started, if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tap that bell so you don't miss any videos coming forward. It's free and it's great information to help you out down the road. All right, so you've had a chance to look at the picture here. Which one of these companies is not going to make our list? Go ahead, jot it down, and then see if you guessed right. Come on, let's go swimming with the sharks and find out. So we start our look at the food processing industry with Flour Foods, ticker FLO. Their dividend yield is 4.0%. It's filled with gold because it's greater than the 2.6 that we use from the Dow Jones Industrial Average as a baseline. We can see that Flour is a Div 0, so that means that they have increased their dividend per share every year for the last 17 years. Here's what that looks like on the cash flow, earnings, and dividend per share trend line. You can see they're all moving in the up direction, so pretty good all along there. And here's what that looks like on the year-to-year change. Hershey's chocolate, HSY, they're at 2.7, so just above that average. Hershey is a Div 1, and here you can see their flat year was going from 08 to 09. And here's what their long-term trend looks like for cash flow, earnings, and dividends. Not too bad on an upward trend there. And here's what that looks like in the year-to-year change. Hershey. Lancaster Colony. Lancaster Colony is only yielding 1.5%. They are a Div 0, but with only 1.5%, it's really hard to call them an income stock, and their cash flow and earnings per share are not doing too good. Generally up, but pretty spiky. And you can see that here on the year-to-year as well. McCormick and Company. Now, those of you that come from Balmer, you know McCormick for Old Bay, but most of you know McCormick for the spices in the spice aisle. McCormick, their dividend yield is only 1.8%, but look at this: CF0, E0, Div 0. These folks at McCormick must have something right going on to consistently yield increasing cash flow per share, increasing earnings per share, and increasing dividends per share every year for the last 17 plus years. Here's what that looks like on the long-term trend. You can see that's a nice upward trend there, nice and smooth. And here's what that looks like on the year-to-year change. So clearly McCormick should be something to consider for any number of portfolio types. Sensient Technologies, this one's new for me, and I don't have a whole lot of information on it. XST, their dividend yield is 2.5%. We can see they are a Div 1, and here was their flat year going from 04 to 05. Their long-term trend is upward, but a little rocky. Yield is a nice smooth line. And here's what that looks like on the year-to-year. Smuckers. The jam and jelly people, Smucker's SJM, yielding 3.5%. And they are a Div 0, so here's another potential income consideration. Oh, sorry about that. Let's open those up. And here's what that looks like on the long-term trend and the year-to-year. USANA Health Sciences, USNA. Now, being a graduate from the Naval Academy, USNA means something else to me. They are not yielding any dividends, so they are a null there. And you can see that big ugly yellow bar all the way across. But they are a CF, cash flow 1, and an earnings 1. And we can see on their long-term trend, generally speaking, that's a nice up curve. And here's what that looks like on the year-to-year differences. So this may be appealing to some people. Now, I want to keep this short, so I'm going to wrap up this session with us. We have the retail, wholesale food industry, the beverage industry, and the tobacco industry to look at. Next, we'll take a look at them in maybe 3 days or so, probably Saturday. I'll put a video up that has those, and then we'll do a wrap-up for all the companies that we've looked at coming out of issue 10 of the Value Line Investment Survey. Once again, I want to encourage folks to take a look at the Value Line Investment Survey. Lots of good information beyond just this historical information that I present here. All right, well, we'll see you all again on Saturday.